Today we will start from the further reading of the book Mind Management, No Time Management by David Kadave. So let's start. As the 19th century was turning to the 20th century, here you can see writer use past continuous tense here. Here was and were according to our subject. Subject is singular, we will use was. Subject is plural, we will use were. And after that, fourth form of verb, present participle here, ing form. Frederick Taylor grabbed a stopwatch. He stood next to a worker because writer is indicating to the past. He is using second form of verb here and instructed that worker on exactly how to pick up a chunk of iron. Chunk of iron mean here is piece of iron. Bend in this way, grab the iron in this way, turn in this way, over and over, tailor, tweak the prescribed movements. You can see tweak mean is adjust it, adjust it until he had the perfect combination of movements for moving a chunk of iron efficiently. Here, writer also used uh, past simple tense here because has and have second form is had and third form is also had. As if he were. If in our sentence you can see if in our sentence as if is present, then we will use with our subject were or had been because it indicating to a unreal past. Then we will use were or had been here. Programming computers. Taylor then taught those prescribed moments to the other workers in the yard of Bethlehem Steel. Bethlehem mean here is company of steel. Their productivity skyrocketed. Skyrocketed mean here is something that is increasingly rapidly. Then it's mean skyrocketed. It quadrupled. Quadruple mean here is four time. In fact, scientific management, a cartellerism, and aka stand for also known as here, was born. Taylorism swept through the industrial world and brought productivity forward by leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds is an idiom here. It's mean rapidly. Something is increasing rapidly when we will use leaps and bounds in our sentence. What we know think of as time management is a child of Taylorism. Before Taylorism, workers were not thinking about time. When most of the population was working on farms, they were not deciding what to do and when to do it based upon the movement of a stopwatch hand. They were asking themselves when the sun would rise or set, when it would rain, or when the first frost would come, when would the corn stalk mean here is crop stem, be up to your knees or waist or chin. These questions were not questions of seconds or minutes or even hours. They were questions of days and weeks and sometimes months or years. Most of the day, most people did not even know what time it was. Taylor's big contribution to productivity was that he thought of time as a production unit. Add more time, get more output. Add more work within that time, get more output. What Taylor did was fill the available time with the most efficient movement possible. When he taught those movements to every worker in the steel yard or in the factory, it made them more productive. Today, we still think of time as a production unit. This attitude is ingrained or in our culture that we are hardly aware of it. It's the water that we, the fish, swim in. We wake up to an alarm. We have tweaked our wake up time so that we can wake up as late as possible. Wake up here is phrasal verb here. It's mean when you stop sleeping, then you use wake up in your sentence and still get to work on time as we try to work our navigation system calculates exactly how long it will take given the traffic conditions for us to arrive at work. We diligently mean here is efficiently or intelligently fill out our timesheets so our employer can bill clients for our time. If you are reading this book on an e-reader, there's probably an estimate at the bottom of the screen telling you how long it will take to finish this chapter. Everything around us is set up with the assumptions that time is extremely valuable, that whatever your goal, if you reach it in less time, that's a good thing. That if you spend time on something, that means you performed a valuable service. Time is money, as they say, but there's something we are forgetting when we treat time as if it were here, as if denoting to the unreal past, as though, as if, I wish. These are also shows the unreal past. In unreal past, we will use were and had been with, after our subject. Knew this fundamental truth, it's that any production until has its limit. Exploit any resource enough and you will eventually stop getting benefits. Taylor was filling his workers. Here, this is denoting to the noun possession. If the when we make our noun, like student is the singular, and when we make it plural, then it makes students. Then if we show the possession of plural, then we will not add any extra s here. We will only use apostrophe here. You can see here, if the noun end with non plural form end with s, we will use at the end only apostrophe. If the noun does not end with the s, like irregular noun like child, children, then we will add apostrophe or then s to show the possession of plural form. Efficient movement, but Taylor noticed that if he tried to fill all of his workers' time with efficient movement, he did not get what he expected. If he wanted to get a full day out of a worker who was moving chunks of iron in the yard, Taylor needed not only to prescribe movement to that worker, Taylor also needed to prescribe rest to that worker. So at some time was no longer the only resource for Taylor to optimize. Taylor had to leave some time empty to truly get optimal output from his workers. There is concept in economics known as the point of diminishing returns. Diminishing diminishing mean here is reducing. That's the point at which each additional production unit doesn't get you the same output as the previous production unit. Say your worker moved 5 chunks of iron in the 10 minutes. In the next 10 minutes, he will only move 4 chunks of iron. The worker is tired and can't keep up. The return you are getting for each additional production unit is diminishing. Diminishing. You can see here time management, and this is the productivity. If you spend more time, then your result according to your point. And this is the point of diminishing returns. Point of diminishing returns, it's mean here you are tight. It can show, it is showing the you are tight. Firstly, you give the 1 hours to any activity, then you will read 5 pages of any book. If you give 2 hours, then you will read 10 pages of this book. But at some point, you will tire. Then this point is called point of diminishing returns. There's a further concept in economics beyond the point of diminishing return. It's the point of negative returns. This is where the additional production unit doesn't just bring you lower returns than the previous production unit. It actually causes your total output to be less than if you had not added that production unit at all. Say instead of the worker moving 5 chunks of iron in 10 minutes, you order him to move an incredible 8. In 10 minutes, 5 chunks of iron, and you order him incredible 8, but after an hour of working at this pace, the worker collapses on the floor. If you had not been such a greedy boss, the worker could have worked all day and moved a lot of iron, but no, he's already exhausted. You can see here time management. He is giving the time productivity to get your result. This is the diminishing point when you are tired. When you order him to put your extra efforts, then the point he will collapse. He will uh, tired excessively here. You can see the worker tired excessively. Point of negative returns when you uh, make a burden on it on your workers. It's a relatively simple to use time more efficiently when you are following a series of steps. Experiment with filling time with those steps and you will find the right mix of work and reset. But in today's world, where creative thinking is key to being productive, you can't get more output simply by optimizing time. Still, in this demanding and fast paced world, it's as if we have no choice but to cram our schedules or to multitask and to always be in a hurry. Any opportunity we can find to do things faster with less waiting or to kill two birds with one stone. Kill two birds with one stone mean here is you gives your extra effort. You do your multitask in one go in a single effort. Two works when you put your effort on two works and make in a single go, then you will use kill two birds with one stone. We have to take it. Have to take it. Uh, this has driven us time worship. Okay, that's about the end of time management. When you give your time, then your productivity and you get your result faster. And when you give more time, then at a time and at some point you will tire. Here you will see point of diminishing returns. Here point of negative returns when you put and gives the extra work to your workers, then the point of negative returns. Then he will much tired here. So that's all for today. And tomorrow we will start from the time worship. What is time worship? So if you have any question regarding this, then you can drop your comment below.